I'm Christine from Norway, and I'm here to share with you a little bit of my experience with Zinzino Balance Oil. I was actually one of the guinea pigs who I tested out the products in 2012 before the Balance Oil, Zinzino Balance Oil, was launched in the Scandinavian market. At that time, I was building up a company for health food supplements and organic high quality food selling to health food stores. I thought I was very healthy, even though my body told I was not. Because I had these inflammations going on. So anyway, I tested, took the first blood test, and I scored 15.71. That was not very good, right? So I used the product, and I did no changes in my diet, because at that time I didn't really know what I was testing out. Second blood test after 4 months use, 1.921. So I was amazed what was happening in my body. So, and physically, so what happened to my health? So as I mentioned, I had been struggling for years with chronic inflammations in my arm, my back, and my neck after an injury when I was I was run over by a car, and I think it was dating back, something going wrong. So anyway, had been struggling with a lot of pain for many years. After, I think I had to count around 6 months time, and all of a sudden I realized I could write again. I could write without getting all these acute inflammations coming back in my arm. I also noted that I needed less sleep, because there's another point to the story. I also am diagnosed with this IBS, irritable bowel syndrome. So with that, you get tired if you get the wrong food, and lots of pain again. So again, with the balance oil, I feel so much stronger. I cannot promise anything, because we can never promise. We have no right to promise. It's not a medicine, right? So I have to be careful. But my body, I can promise you, I will never quit that balance oil, because I'm so much stronger and I feel so much better. So I recommend you try it out.
My name is Sujan. I am an architect. I came across a very exciting product in 2014 called Zinzino Balance Oil. I was using other products, but not on a regular basis. And I was intrigued by this test thing, so I took a test. And my figures were 3.5 to 1. And that looked pretty good. But then other values of the blood test were quite far off the record. So I was, amongst others, I was very low in omega-6 as well. So my body had a problem in absorbing these things. But then I started using the product, and after a couple of years, it showed that, and also 4 blood tests, I saw that my figures were normal. All figures were, or all the colors were turned green, and that was the technical part of it. But then I also had I could see that my inflammation in my legs had disappeared suddenly. It's something that you don't think about, because it was there, but then suddenly it was not there anymore. And then I also remember once I was walking in the mountains. I love walking in the mountains in Norway, and I was carrying heavy loads, also with my arms, which is not very normal. And I was thinking, walking this 2-hour hike, that this is going to be painful tomorrow. And then after a couple of days, I realized that actually I didn't have any pains in my arms like I used to have when I was younger. And then I realized, wow, it cannot be anything else but the balance oil that really does this. And then I know also that the recovery state of the body is so much greater when you are in balance. So to me, that was the proof the practical proof in my everyday life that it's worth using it. So I will never stop using it.
Hello, my name is Lars and I am an independent partner in Zinzino. I love Zinzino company and the way we are working and that we are inspiring change in life. I have a customer in my team and the customer has a very good experience by using the Balance Oil product. I got a message from the daughter of this customer. The customer is a 75-year-old lady and she has asthma. And the daughter is writing this to me. Listen. My mom has asthma, which is an inflammatory condition. And my mom has, for the first time, managed to shovel away the snow from the car and clear away the Christmas decoration without needing to take a break. And it feels different inside her chest, she's writing. And this is after using the Balance Oil product. So I said, wow, it's fantastic. This customer did not take the test. And so I cannot tell you how it was from before or after, but the most important is that the customer is feeling so much different.
Hey guys, calling in from Sweden. I have a severe asthma and allergy, and even my temper has been a lot up here in the past. When I was a kid, I had a tough time to to listen, to be calm, to read, to be focused. And I started with this product about 2011, and I noticed, and I had my balance test was about 8 to 1. So it wasn't the worst case, but it's still a lot to go, right? And I started with the product together with Extend when that came, and I noticed the summer came and all the trees were blooming out and all the grass was coming, and I used to be really sick, and my eyes were going and my nose was running, and it's just I had bad allergies. But that summer I didn't. So and then I noticed on my asthma medications, I used to take 3 medications a day, 3 different ones, two times a day. And I noticed that I only used 1, and that's every second, every third day. So I called up the scientist, Ole Eide, and asked him, why is this happening to me? Why do I feel so much better? Because it's only an omega-3 product. So then he said, well, you have asthma and allergy, and that is chronic inflammation. So when you get a hold of that, your body is going to start healing or start working as it's supposed to do. And your asthma, it's nothing weird. It's a lot better because you're dealing with your chronic inflammation, and that's the reason that I saw what happened to my asthma and allergies. And for me, I'm very grateful for that. It has kept on going for that for now about 9 years. So I'm happy for that. But at the same time, I noticed up here, I had a story with my one of my children's mom. She's my ex today, and we had some interventions or some battles in the past. And she talked to me. She said, well, because I didn't kept on arguing and fighting like I used to do, so she said, well, I don't believe you're this calm because you're gonna start fighting soon. And I said, well, I don't have the energy for it. I don't have the will for it. I just want to find a solution. And that what I noticed is my temper went from here to down here. And for me, that was game changing. And that even took me down so I could start reading. I could start be more focused. And it has been like that ever since. So I'm joyful, I'm happy, and it's gonna be a fantastic trip in the future. So thanks for letting me tell you my story, and have a good day.
I have a partner in my team, and she has been using the balance oil for approximately 4 months now. The first test she took with Zinzino, it came out 5-1 between omega-6 and omega-3, which is not that bad, you might think. But listen here. After just using the oil for a few weeks, and this customer has had arthritis since she was 11 years old, which has been a lot of pain, especially in the joints around knees and shoulders. And here is what she is writing. She is telling me that by the help of Zinzino balance oil, the inflammation feels to have gone away because the pain has gone away in her knees and in her shoulders. And that's fantastic. She's been using the balance oil, as I said, now for 4 months. But after using it just for 2 months, she took a test. She just wanted to know how the balance was after just 2 months of use, because we normally recommend you take a test every 4 months. But I said to her, you can take a test after 2 months just to check the difference, and then you take a new test after 4 months. And the second test, after just 50-60 days of use, she came out 2.8-1. So going from 5-1 to 2.8 has made just a so big difference for her. It's fantastic.
I've been a partner with Zinzino for about 14 years now, and we started with this product 2012, the balance oil, and I started with it a little bit before 2011. And we have a partner here in Sweden, but she has a son. He was 19 years old. His name is Tim. I met Tim on we had this a business presentation, and she brought Tim. And Tim came and he looked down. He had his hands in his pocket. He didn't look at me, and I said, "Hey." He said, "Hey," and that's it. He didn't say anything and look at me. Nothing, not at all for this whole 2 hours they were there. And then I went there a couple of months later. I met Tim again, and it was a little bit more, timid. But then I think I met him a year later, and I came in the door, and Tim came and said, "Hey, Morten, how you doing?" He looked me in the eye. He gave me a hug. All right, this guy, he couldn't read, okay? He couldn't speak out loud and look people in the eye. And now he's coming to me, giving me a hug and saying, "Hi, welcome, it's so good you're here. I looked forward to it." And who is this? This is not the guy that I met a year ago. So I asked his mom, what has happened here? Because Tim is a different kid. And she said, well, the balance oil it helped him so much up here because of, the cell membranes and all that. And I said, this is fantastic. And she told me, well, I had a meeting with his with 6 people, and 2 of them were his old teachers. And she said, well, instead of me talking about this product and this company, I'm gonna let my son come and speak to you and tell his story. And the teachers were looking at each other and said, but Tim, he can't read, and he doesn't speak up loud. So he came out and he started speaking about his experiences of this, and they started to cry. And she asked them, why do you cry? Because we never thought this is gonna happen. He never said a word in school, and I was getting chills when I talk about it. And then I talked to his mom a little bit more, and she said, well, I was at home, and Tim, he came to me and said, Mom, listen to this. So he told a story, and she said, how do you know that? Mom, I read it. But you don't read, Tim. Well, I don't know what you gave me, but what you gave me, it felt like it washed inside of my head. And Mom, I'm reading now. So I've seen the development of this kid since he was 19 years old, from up to today he's 26 or 27. He's a chef at a restaurant, a really good one, and he's doing so good. So for me, that is why it's so important for us to get the balance oil out there so people can actually see the difference because of the blood test, and even some of them feel different. There's a lot of stories out there, and this is about one guy, and I love it.